Welcome back to Black Girl Cinema. I'm your host, Odie. Today we're going to talk about the 2015 film Chi-Raq, directed by Spike Lee. Now this film has been a hot topic ever since the trailer dropped, and everybody and their mama has something to say about it, including some of Chicago's most known rappers. Now though I'm a fan of Spike Lee's, I definitely had some concerns. After I saw this trailer, I was a little bit worried about where he was going with some of the themes. Now, along with me, other people shared their opinions about the trailer, and realizing that Spike Lee released a statement about the film letting us all know that it was going to be based on the Greek comedy Lysistrata, and that it was going to be a satirical work. Spike Lee asked his fans just to trust him. Now I remember the last time I decided to trust Spike Lee. The film was horrible. Horrible. Now let's talk plot. Main character Lysistrata, she begins to feel some remorse after another innocent child is killed in the streets of Chicago. So she's inspired by one of the local parents, Miss Helen, to change things, just like Nobel Peace Prize winner Lima Bowie, who convinced the women of Liberia to engage in a sex strike in order to stop war in their country. Now this is something that actually happened. Look her up, Lima Bowie of Liberia. Lysistrata's boyfriend is a popular Chicago rapper by the name of Chi-Raq. He's also the leader of the purple organization, the Spartans, and their rivals are led by a man named Cyclops, who I'm not sure if he was actually a rapper or he was just the leader of the orange organization, the Trojans. Now, basically, throughout the film, everybody's trying to figure out what to do because the women have stopped having sex and they need it. So the women are getting super militant and the men are losing their minds. Now let's talk characters. Teyonah Paris did a great job. She commanded power in her role. There were some times where I felt like she overacted a little bit, but all in all, she did a pretty good job. Angela Bassett, she was wonderful as always. Jennifer Hudson, she is like the new Elise Neal. She can cry and really command that sadness to come out of you. Now, Wesley Snipes, he is 53 years old. But in this film, he's playing the nemesis of a character who's supposed to be under the age of 25. I found that to be really weird, but I guess it works for the sake of a Spike Lee joint. And last but not least, Felicia Pearson, aka Snoop from The Wire, they had her pretending to be a straight woman. I don't have time. Like, really? So let's talk about what works for this film. First of all, we have the lines in iambic pentameter, meaning it's just like a Shakespeare play. The lines are like poetry, and that was great. That was genius, and I really applaud Spike Lee for doing that. Secondly, we have John Cusack's character, who is playing a preacher. Now, I thought he was like a preacher that was trying to be black and all of that, but honestly, he was just someone who grew up in the neighborhood and really cared about what was going on in the community. And what's great about him is that he's also based on a real-life Chicago activist by the name of Michael Flegler, and he is a Roman Catholic priest. Next, we have Nick Cannon's character. Nick Cannon actually did a really good job in this film. I know he gets a lot of slack about being corny, but he was pretty solid in his performance. There was a great plot twist with his character, and he gives a really awesome monologue at the end of the film. Now, the thing about this character is, actually, he was supposed to be played by Kanye West, which would have been really weird. I can't really see anybody else except for Nick Cannon playing this character. Then lastly, the message that I think Spike Lee was trying to get across to everyone in this film was that you should do what you can to help change things if you're given the chance to. This is something that was probably glossed over people's heads, but I think that was the message of the film. Now let's talk about what doesn't work about this film. First of all, this is a very sensitive topic. Honestly, the city of Chicago was going through a lot of violence and a lot of crime, and this is not something that is funny. It is not something to be played with. And secondly, this film is presented as a satire, and the thing about satire is it's supposed to, inspire you to think and inspire you to change, and this film doesn't do that. And that is what the city of Chicago needs, change. And that's not something that could be a comedy about how bad their lives are. It's not funny at all. And then, though this topic is timely and it's true, it's definitely something that doesn't present options or solutions to Chicago's problems. Because Spike Lee is not trying to tell the women of Chicago to abstain from sex in order to stop the violence. He is simply using the reality of Chicago as the setting place to modernize the Greek comedy Lysistrata. If the setting was somewhere completely different, I think the reception of this film would have been different. I actually enjoyed this film, and no matter how much I think about it, I understand why Spike Lee made it. Regardless of it being a sensitive topic, I just really wish he did not make this film. It didn't help, and we could have done without this one. But I do give him props for being creative in the way that he did this. All in all, I give the film Chi-Raq a grade of a C+. Did you see Chi-Raq? What did you think about it? What did you think about my review? I would love to hear your comments, so please leave them down below. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next time here on Black Girl Cinema. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!